You urge the chariot on as fast as it will go, as lightning cracks all around you. You're close enough when nature throws your brothers off to know he is hot on your trail. You are not permitted to leave until this is dealt with, peace. His voice is all around you, even as technology wails and war groans weakly from the chariot's ground. He's so fast, and everything is so loud that all you can do is run on pure instinct, even as the flaming horses do their best to panic. Please, leave me. I'm too heavy. It takes you a moment and all of that adrenaline and fear to come up with a plan. You remember your sanctuary, the grand decree that by your very nature it cannot be disturbed. The chariot rears toward it, and you race for safety as nature trails behind you, calm and emotionless as ever. Peace, this is over. Before your eyes, lightning disintegrates the flaming chariot in one fell swoop. You instinctively grab War's wrist, but he has no wings, and you can see the brief panic in his eyes as the three of you plummet for the earth below, as technology screams his head off. Peace! And then you catch yourself, and them. You hear flapping, and there is a moment of brief confusion before you realize you have wings once more. They shine like human metal alloy, but they are yours. Peace. Then you remember you are in peril and shoot back toward your domain. To your astonishment, you're faster than him, and his voice fades behind you in a split second before you rocket to the ground, crashing into a once serene lake. You come back up with technology and war, quickly dragging them to shore. Nature flies above, expression still horrifyingly neutral. He hesitates before turning and taking his leave with a calm, "This discussion is not over. Your domain can only protect you and the child for so long." He says nothing to your insult, and is gone in one single flash of tornadic wind and lightning. I'm alive, love. The boy? Technology sniffles and hiccups, clinging to War. There, lad. Surviving a bout with nature while still in clouts and swabs. You may not be mine by blood, but certainly by spirit. Well, I think he broke most of my ribs with that love tap, but they are healing. Slowly but surely. He looks up at you with his usual adoration. Your wings, love. They're beautiful. As are you. At least his mind seems relatively intact, if he can still flirt. He rumbles but seems as well as he can be, given the circumstances. I'm all right, my love. Pride is a touch wounded, but they do warn all of us not to trifle with nature for a reason. What of the boy? Technology sleeps with an eerie peace, seemingly unbothered. Totally unbothered now that he is safe. Good. The poor boy was terrified back there. As was I, admittedly. You rest your hand on his chest and he cups said hand, almost on instinct. I am proud, my love. He scoffs, almost embarrassed. What? No, for once I am not talking about my... See, you say you don't enjoy banter, and here you are, roasting me even redder than I already am. Rumph, I say. He shakes his head, mocking annoyance. But like always, he simply smiles at you in his adoring way. I am proud of you, my love. Of course I am. The spine it takes to stand up to nature. To stand up before the brothers three and tell them no is the kind of defiance and strength that led me to fall so madly, deeply in love with you. He rumbles and rests his forehead to yours with a sigh of what almost sounds like relief and gratitude. Can I be vulnerable for a moment? He glances about before he quietly admits. There was a moment or two in the tournament where I came close to losing. A moment or two of having to deal with the idea of not being with you. And I was terrified. Enraged at my weakness. I can't lose you, Peace. I'm not strong enough. He smiles, though it is a touch sad. I know you agreed to marry me, but we've played this game for over 100 years now, my love. If I ever got the sense that you didn't return my affections, I'd have tried to stay away. I feel, deep down, you must love me to some degree after all. Why else would you put up with my nonsense? I know you do, Peace. But I am distressing to you. You're direct opposite. No matter how much I crave you, I don't... For another brief moment, he is vulnerable. I don't want to hurt you, Peace. Never. But the very nature of my being is harmful. He nuzzles your forehead again with a few weak grunts of pain. How long do you think your domain will keep us safe for the time being? Your brothers, yes. I imagine nature shrugged them off without causing much harm. You know how he is. One gender this moment, another the next, operating purely on his own logic. Sometimes I feel like I'm capitalizing his name without even realizing it, purely because nature willed it. Regardless, if he had harmed them, you would know, I fear. They will come to see you in their own time, my love. Of that I am certain. After all, they are just as protective as me, even if they aren't quite so passionate about showing it. He takes you in his good arm while technology is cradled in the other, and you rest against him. Shh, you need to rest too, after all of that. Lie against me. Let my heat soothe some of that cold rain. He runs his fingers through your hair until you feel yourself calm, and sleep mercifully finds you. To be continued.